I was reading a report, and it says that 73% of women have never experienced an orgasm. Yeah. Are you familiar with that one?
Yes, I am.
And based on your interaction with women, do you believe that to be true, or is the number inflated?
No, I think it's true. I honestly believe it's true. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it's just not common knowledge on what to do internally to make a woman have an orgasm. So I think that's really the reason, not because 73% can't or anything like that. I think it's just not common knowledge on how the sexual anatomy of the vagina actually works.
What are some of the things the brothers are falling short on to provide that experience for their lady?
I think it boils down to the fact that most of us learn sex through porn.
Fire, this man, I was about to get there. Go ahead.
Yeah, so most of us learn sex through porn, and it's for a male fantasy, so kind of like the novels are for women fantasy, it's that those things show a skewed perspective. So you think that beating it up for 30 minutes is how you make a woman orgasm because that's how they always play it out and that, but in reality, you're not supposed to be ramming the back of the cervix because that's what's in the back of the vagina is the cervix, which is not a pleasure spot. It's a painful spot. So, a lot of women were literally reported to me as I surveyed them and stuff would say, I'm running from the or whatever, or I end up in pain, but they're pretending that they're not in pain because they don't want to hurt the man's ego. So a lot of us, it's hard to believe when I say this to men because they've never experienced anyone critiquing them. You know what I mean? So for me, it's become very true. And you find that the spots you're supposed to hit is the ceiling of the vagina, not the actual back, because all the pleasure spots are located there. And also there's one, I guess you would say the floor of the vagina as well, but it's mostly about the ceiling. That's where the G spot and the A spot are located. And those are the two spots that actually create the tension to stimulate into an actual orgasm.
Communication and conversation.
Yeah.
There's not enough conversation of what she enjoys and what will take her to that place. Yeah. Have you heard that also?
Yeah, that's a very big thing. A lot of guys just assume that what worked with the last woman is going to work with this woman because no one ever complained. And because women are kind of geared to coddle men's ego in a sense, especially in that sense, a lot of them have reported that they don't feel safe to express themselves in that moment because of the interaction and how it could go. So they don't say anything, and sometimes they even still boost a man's ego after. So he's thinking, I just knocked it out the park. So he's not even thinking that I need to communicate the next time he goes to see a woman, And even if they did communicate, well, let me go back to the one thing you said about men not wanting to please women. What I honestly believe is that they think that they are. You know what I mean? So that's why they don't have to have the conversation. But I think if they knew what actually worked, they would lean all the way into it because they would still get that same adoration and ego stroke. And they, at the end of the day, they want to be good at sex. And there is also that magnetic pull towards the orgasm that kind of hijacks the mind, when you're thinking about being able to pleasure a woman or whatever. I used to go through that where I was dating this one girl in my early 20s, and I would tell her we would be in the motion, and I'd tell her I'm going to do this all night, and then I would finish, and that whole desire is out the window now. I never understood how that was working, and then it got to the point where I said it one night, and then she was like, "No, you're not. You're just going to finish and go to sleep." I was like, wow. At that moment, I realized the pattern, but I still didn't know how to overcome that at the time. So I honestly believe that men want to please women. They just are following the wrong path. And then women aren't necessarily chastising them for getting it wrong.